Hello and welcome to Apollo 64. This is Aryan and today we'll be looking at Ubuntu 22.04 LTS. LTS basically stands for long-term support, which means you'll be getting around 5 years of free security updates and maintenance updates and about 10 years of extended support if you get Ubuntu Pro. And this basically means that you will be getting software updates until 2029, and if you upgrade to Ubuntu Pro, you will be getting till 2034, which is a long time for a Linux distro. Ubuntu 22.04 brings a lot of improvements to the table, and they basically improved a lot of things in this release. Now, starting with the release notes, we'll be getting Linux 5.15 kernel, which is the latest kernel, and we will be getting a new Yaru theme and a new Ubuntu theme with better integration for snaps and better system-wide dark mode support. And most of the GNOME shell and other GNOME libraries are updated to the 42 release, which is the latest version. And we'll be also getting a lot of GNOME related performance updates. And Wayland is the default display server for this release, and basically Ubuntu basically phased out X11, which used to be the leading display server for Linux distros, but it has a lot of security issues and performance issues. So many distros decided to phase out X11 and go for Wayland, and Ubuntu joined the gang right now. I think still Linux Mint is using X11, but I heard that they'll be changing to Wayland soon enough, and I hope they really do. Linux Mint is lagging back in this case. And coming to Ubuntu 22.04, we get active direct integration with Ubuntu installer, which made the installation a much smoother, and we'll be also getting additional administration stuff for pro users. I mean, this stuff is basically for workstation people. Coming to the system requirements, we'll be requiring a 2 GHz dual core processor or better. I mean, most Pentiums and i3s come with dual core processor right now. Unless you're using some 2004-ish Pentium, you won't have to worry about this. And we also need 4 GB of system memory. I mean, that's the de facto standard. That's the bare minimum these days, because we use 64-bit versions of operating systems these days. I mean, 32 version, it doesn't take more than 4 GB RAM. So many Linux distros decided to phase out 32-bit. I mean, nobody uses 32-bit these days because it's so inefficient. And speaking of the storage, we need at least 25 GB of free hard drive space, which is essential for Ubuntu because it comes with a lot of pre-installed software. I mean, like LibreOffice, Rhythmbox, and many other stuff. And you definitely need more than 25 GB for this. I mean, unless you're just trying out Ubuntu, you don't you can just stick with 25 GB. But if you want for daily usage, you need at least 60 to 70 GB. And you also need a USB port, which is a must because without it you cannot install the OS. And you also need internet access for installing additional updates or drivers. And that's it for 22.04. Now we do also have a earlier release, that is 23.110. It's an older release and it's not an LTS release, which means you will be only getting about 9 months of security and maintenance updates until July 2024, which is basically kind of useless if you think. I mean, everyone goes for LTS because it has better support. Now let's get to the actual distro. Okay, so we are back with the video, and this is our jammy jellyfish release of Ubuntu 22.04 LTS, and I basically installed it on VirtualBox. So let us have a look at the OS right now. So from the looks of it, we basically got major improvements to the user interface when compared to Ubuntu 14. I mean, I actually came from Ubuntu 14 to 22.04. I mean, I used Ubuntu way back on the 14th release, and I'm using it again now. So there have been major improvements over the years. And they basically removed the Unity logo in here, and they brought a lot of improvements to the OS. And speaking of the display driver, I mean, this is the display server. It uses Wayland right now, and they basically phased out the X11, so which improves the security and the performance issues. And let's have a look at the new theme and theme support that I mentioned earlier in the video. So let's go to the settings, and we basically have the option to choose between light and dark. Let's choose a dark mode, and let's have a look at how the dark mode looks. So we got the dark mode right now, and we can also change the accent color. I like blue, so I'm going with blue, and it looks a lot more neat. I also prefer to have the dock at the bottom, so I'm going to move it to the bottom and turn off the panel mode. I mean, it looks a lot more like macOS right now. So we do get a new set of wallpapers with this, and the default one is this jellyfish thing, but we also get a lot more with the release. We get sunflower and a lot more. I mean, I like this one. I'm gonna keep this one, and we get a lot more with this. And speaking of the new software support, I mean, you get the latest version of Thunderbird Mail, which I mean most distros didn't have it until now. I mean, Thunderbird Mail has got a new major revamp, and they basically redesign the entire thing, and you get new user interface with better features. And this is a must for me on Windows as well. And speaking of snaps, they basically turned Firefox into a snap right now, and snaps are all obviously meant to be slow, and they really suck. But Ubuntu is pushing towards snaps, no matter how bad the community reception about snaps is, and they still get away with this, and we just have to use it no matter what. I mean, many distros did snaps because of their slowness and sluggishness, but Ubuntu still doesn't seem to care about it no matter what. So that's it for this video, and we basically went through the latest release and how they improved Ubuntu 22.04 a lot over the years. And thanks for watching. See you again.